Welcome to another edition of the Educated Idiots podcast. We're first time on video, so people get to see how ugly we really are in person. So, hello there, world.
Hello.
Today's episode is brought to you by NyQuil. You may have tried roofies in the past to get a good night of sleep, but forget that black market stuff. Stick to a name brand that cares. NyQuil will help you get your Z's. Coming to you live from Studio 60, I'm Doug Wilkinson. The kit to the Knight Rider that's at my left, Dan Hensing, and this is the Educated Idiots podcast. Like that? Say hello, Dan.
Hello, Dan. David Hasselhoff. Thank you for that reference. I'm big in Germany.
Yeah. I'm going way back because the 80s was not that wasn't exactly my decade. I mean, I was around. I just wasn't quite feeling the flow quite like you were at that point. So
we have to recognize that we're finally on video.
We really are.
But
sorry.
But if we can't get the video to work, we're not on video.
Yeah. So it could just be audio. So
yes.
we'll kind of see how this one goes.
But I can see myself, so that's kind of cool.
I think I like.
And I feel like Tom Arnold. I'm moving around. And
all right, so here we are. We're at episode 9, and our first segment, we got a new sponsor. Brought to you by Labia Adult Diapers. If you can't hold your stuff, come to us. We'll keep your pants dry without you having to try. Labia Adult Diapers. So, Dan, what do we need to know?
Need to know, Barry Manilow was a familiar songwriter of the 70s. Before your time, but we have people out there that want to hear about Barry Manilow. I know. We're trying to bring in some
wide
genres.
Range. Wide range. I like it.
Well, anyway, Barry Manilow, if you don't know, his song is, I write the songs that make the whole world sing. Thank you very much.
There you go. I was going to say, world go round. That's all I had.
Anyway, it's his #1 song. It's what he's known for. Okay. And I just found out that he did not actually write that song.
Oh, that's ironic.
That's ironic. But you know what he did write? The State Farm Insurance song. Like a Good Neighbor, State Farm.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah, and then he also wrote I Am Stuck on Band-Aids because...
Band-Aids are stuck on me?
Exactly.
There we go. See?
So who knew that Barry Manilow wrote the Band-Aid song, but he didn't actually write the song that made him famous?
Wow. I would argue maybe some
You're
of those
welcome,
other jingles,
everybody.
Some of those other jingles might have made him even more famous. So, okay, well, there we go. And that was Need to Know, brought to you by Labia Adult Diapers. If you can't hold your stuff, come to us. We'll keep your pants dry without you having to try. Labia Adult Diapers. All right, so quick hitters, audience feedback time. I got a couple of quick hitters for us here. Neil from Cedar Falls sent us out a couple of those. So let's go with it. Dan has not seen these, so we get a chance to get his take. First one, what's worse, warm toilet seat or cold toilet seat?
Warm toilet seat, because you know someone's been there.
Oh,
that's... Really? I love a cold toilet seat.
Cold in the morning in the winter would scare me, but you're right. I guess moist might scare me.
I run a little hot, though, so...
Yeah. Okay, warm toilet seat. All right, so then here's the other one then. What's worse, dropping your Oreo into the glass of milk or running out of Nutella? I don't know if you're a big Nutella guy.
I'm not a big Nutella fan.
Peanut butter? Can we sub that one in? I don't know if that one works as well.
It's going to have to be anything Nutella. That's a lopsided question.
Okay. You've never had Nutella?
I have, but it was in a crepe.
Oh. Like French, like the morning?
Yeah.
Look at you being
I know.
well-rounded.
I was in Jamaica. I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so we're going to keep the audience feedback thing going because it feeds into Dan's thought of the day. This comes to us from Braden in Cedar Falls.
Hello,
All right, so Braden says that his pet peeve is people who claim to be conspiracy theorists. And he was wondering if there was any conspiracies or anything, because he said conspiracies drive him nuts. Dan, this is your segment. I know you've got some thoughts on this matter. So, any conspiracies you want to comment on?
People who don't believe in conspiracy theory drive me nuts.
Okay.
I'm coming right back at him.
I like it.
I get a lot of grief, let's say.
Okay.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay.
About the moon landing. Because I'll be honest, I've done a lot of research. A lot more than anyone else has. I guarantee you that. And here's what I came up with. 1, we didn't go there. Stop right there. I love America. I love America. I'm glad I don't want to go anywhere else. I like living here. I'm one of the few people that I'm glad we faked it. But we faked it. At the time, it was make it or fake it, and they faked it. NASA, I'll give you stats. NASA, back in this is the 60s, gave it less than a 1% chance. This is their statistics of us going to the moon. We were in a race with Sputnik. This is the educated part of the show.
This really is.
And then not a race with Sputnik, excuse me. With Russia, they set up Sputnik, which is and they thought they were spying on us, and people were freaking out, and people just didn't know. Okay.
This is 1960.
59, I think, was when Sputnik, or 57.
Okay.
But anyway, the space race we were losing.
Okay.
So Kennedy, which he said, you know what, we're in a contest with them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, someone came up with the idea, let's go to the moon. And either make it or fake it was kind of the deal, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Here's why I think they faked it. You know, you can say whatever. The image that everyone saw on TV was poor quality image, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, TVs weren't what they are now. It's not high
Sure.
def.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We get that.
Yeah.
But I think it was filmed that way on purpose. That's not the main reason. Here's the main reason. The Van Allen rays is named after David Van Allen, who is a scientist, actually a scientist down at Iowa City University.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 3 or 4 buildings named after him. He discovered, or basically they named the Van Allen rays after him. It's basically it's the radiation that holds us in, like the ozone radiation type deal.
I did not know that.
I'm not going to get specific,
here.
but I'm just
Yeah.
saying that just look it up if you don't believe me. Well, anyway,
Yes.
here's the problem why I don't think we went. You cannot fly through those rays. It's like being nuked in a microwave for 45 minutes. Literally being cooked, the radioactive. NASA came out and said that it's because they're magical spacesuits. Which in 1969, I'm sorry, I wasn't even born yet, I don't think that we had magical spacesuits. 1982, let me fast forward, 1982, the Japanese got within like 45 minutes or whatever of the Van Allen rays and about got third-degree burns. I would think that the Japanese would have similar, if not better, technology 12, 13 years later after we went.
Okay.
Let me back up from 1981, 1982 to 1979. 1979, I'm 9 years old, I'm living in a farm in Iowa, and we had a rotary phone. But yet you're telling me we put somebody on the moon. That's interesting. Because a lot of people our age now, or not our age now, excuse me, young people are like, well, we could probably do that because we have great technology now.
Yeah.
We didn't have it back then.
Fair enough.
Or if
Okay.
they had it, they weren't sharing it, obviously, is what someone's going to come back with. Well, I'm sorry, but if you're on a rotary phone in 1979, it's hard to believe that 10 years earlier, oh, let's fly 250,000 miles to the moon. By the way, that's how far it is.
Okay.
Also, scientists in NASA, with their magical spacesuits, predicted, let's say, I'll give you the fact that somehow we got through the microwave 45 minutes Van Allen race. Let's say we made it through.
Okay.
We didn't, but let's say we did.
Okay.
You're telling me they brought the spaceship in, or whatever, what they call it, Apollo 11, 13, something like that.
One of those numbers.
Come down and
Apollo Creed. No,
when
different.
they drop in. Here's what I don't understand. Some caller call and explain this to me. There was no blast crater, so there's an inverse thrust where they come down, they fire the engines, and that's how they kind of settle down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no blast crater. Look at the photos if you don't believe me. NASA put the photos out. I didn't put them out. I didn't doctor them up. NASA put those photos out. So a rocket engine cannot make a blast crater, but magically we step off and we make a boot print.
Okay.
So you're telling me a boot can make a print in the moon dust, but a blast crater from a rocket engine cannot.
Isn't going to do anything.
Not going to do anything. I don't buy that. Also,
Okay.
they said NASA statement. They didn't take any of the extra light sources with them. The only light source they had was up there. You know what I mean? No extra light sources.
Okay.
There's several photos NASA released that experts have looked at this, and there's 3 different camera angles. 3 different light sources.
Gotcha.
So explain that one to me. I'm not even to the flag yet, how it's waving in the wind when there's no wind on the moon, because that's where a lot of people, conspiracy theorists go. I'm not going there. You want to know why I'm not going there?
I do. Yeah, you got me.
Because NASA came out with a statement, said that they had a coat hanger, and they put a coat hanger in and made it wave.
Ah.
That's what they said.
Okay.
So you're telling me they had presence of mind to throw a coat hanger in the glove box on the way up? Hey, we better take a hanger with us just in case.
Just in case.
Oh, also that NASA, these are their numbers, predicted the temperature of the moon to be between 240 and 260 degrees Fahrenheit. Yet
That seems warm.
Seems warm. Yet we take up a camera, not digital, guys, and we have a Polaroid attached to someone without a viewfinder attached to a magical spacesuit, and every picture is perfectly zoomed, perfectly focused, and the film didn't melt. Nothing went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Let me fast forward to 2003. The Space Shuttle Challenger has one little tiny piece of plastic defect, and the entire thing blows up. But not in 1969.
Okay.
No. We
Okay.
flew through the Van Allen race. We dropped down. We made a boot print. We put a wire and a flag. We got all kinds of light sources that they don't know where it's coming from. Check out the video if you don't believe me. This is NASA video that's put out. We jump back, and we fired up the moon buggy. We take a lap around there.
I was just gonna say
that thing worked. Heaven forbid, maybe something went wrong with the moon buggy at 250-degree temperature. Oh no, ran fine. Drove that around for a couple days. Got tired of that. We jump back on the spaceship. We take off. Nothing went wrong there again. We fly all the way back. We go through the Van Allen rays, and then we elbow drop in the ocean, and we're all heroes. And for some reason, I have a hard time believing that. Oh, and by the way, the original conspiracy theorists were people that thought the world was round. 400 or 500 years ago. They were killed because they had the thought that the world was round, not flat. Yeah. People thought, well, it's flat because you can just look out, it's flat.
Sure.
So the original conspiracy theorists were killed. Thank you for not killing me, but use your
but
brain.
We'll see. Yeah,
but use your brain. Yeah. Come on now, people.
Well, I'm excited.
Oh, I'm wound up. I'm sweating. We're on video.
Man,
Let's
this is
go.
that was some stuff. All right, so
I feel like I'm yelling. I'm sorry.
You got excited. You're passionate, and I like it. And I don't know what side I'm on, but you were convincing.
I'm glad they faked it. That's the weird thing. People think usually conspiracy theorists are like, well, you blah. No, I'm great. We faked it. Faked out the masses, but I had someone tell me. I said this spiel to someone one time. And he said to me, he goes, you know what's really funny? I know someone a lot smarter than you that thinks the same way. Right there, it's a smarter...
Backhand compliment award.
You want to talk about backhand compliments.
Okay.
But you know what? I took it and ran. I was like, okay, thanks.
Well, there's our pet peeve or thought of the day. I think this one's going to garner some feedback. So
I think I know the Braden you're talking about. Hey, Braden, what's up?
So you can hit us up. It's at the idiotseducated at gmail.com, at Education Idiots on Twitter. Plus, we have our Facebook page going. Also want to remind people that we have our first audience challenge going out there. We're trying to put together some swag, as the young kids call it. Some free giveaway things. So if you go on and share, follow us. You do have to be following us on Twitter or liking our page. Also, there's a bonus prize if you subscribe to our YouTube channel and are picked for this stuff. So we're giving prizes away, and we're going to be running that one through this Sunday. So that will give you a chance. Today is July 10th. So there you go. So it'll be going through this Sunday.
We're posting
Get a chance.
Today.
Yeah, this one's coming out today. So that's the other benefit to some of these things. So
if you see me tonight, I might have the shirt on.
And it will look great. So,
thanks.
All right. Moving on to the next portion of what we got here. We've been doing a challenge with the. You checking yourself out there, making sure you're looking good. I like it. All right. So more audience feedback stuff. The last couple of episodes we've been looking at college memories, and so I got a couple of them I wanted to share. But big Cedar Falls theme today with some of these. Makes sense. It's where we're both from. This one is from Ben in Cedar Falls, who actually was a college teammate of mine at UNI.
Hi, Ben.
And so, and he says his actually involves country artist Justin Adams. So, Justin, if you're out there, obviously, good to see you. Hopefully you're, doing well. Caught you the last time he was just in town recently. I'll make sure he gets this one. So, all right, so he says that during fall camp, when we would have to wait on coaches to show up.
Football camp.
For football, during our football fall camp, to our nightly meetings, someone would always start the Farley chant. And that was usually Justin's cue to get up and kind of entertain everybody else that was there. And so Justin would, as Ben puts here, do the Farley, where he would impersonate Farley in every way possible, from his whistle twirl to the hand movements, facial expressions, famous words that he would always use.
Chris Farley's amazing.
Or Mark Farley, the head coach at UNI.
Oh, I thought it was Chris
look at
Farley
you.
the whole
Oh my
time.
gosh, wow. Yeah, no, how about Mark Farley?
Pre-production meeting, I thought it was Chris Farley.
Yeah, Mark Farley, the head football coach at UNI.
Oh.
That's who he was intimidating. So Farley had a few hand gestures and things like that. Look at you, now you're disappointed. Like you didn't put two together.
Had some
UNI, former teammate of mine. No, those kids are too young. They wouldn't have really had a great sense of who Chris Farley
Man, there's a generation gap.
Yes, let's try Mark Farley. So, impersonating some of the things that Coach Farley would do to try and get a laugh out of the guys. And as Ben puts it, he doesn't think he's ever laughed as hard in his life as some of those. I don't know if you call it hazing, but just entertainment as we're waiting for the coaches to show up to our evening meetings.
Remember that one time when you imitated Mark Farley? That was awesome.
But if you were around that one, you would have known a little bit better. So yeah, and I can remember one other of my favorite ones. One of our defensive backs dressed up as Coach Farley for a Halloween contest back in the day, and that he gave himself the Friar Tuck haircut, and actually ended up winning the competition. And I won't name who the defensive back was, but guys that are watching this that I
Harrington.
played with would have known.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Wouldn't have been him. So,
No.
Dan, you played college basketball. Did you guys have much for impersonating coaches or hazing or anything?
I haven't
like
been
that?
able to impersonate teachers and coaches my entire life. Actually, in high school, my football coach, I could impersonate him. And there was a fight that broke out in the locker room, and I came around the corner and I imitated him, and the fight stopped.
Oh,
'Cause
really?
They thought it was him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then he found out about it, he thought it was kind of funny.
So he wasn't even mad.
No.
See, that works. I'll be interested, Coach Farley, if this word gets back to him. Maybe he's got to know that, there's somebody out there that does a couple of his items. But I'll be interested with what his take might be on something like this. Next time I catch you in town, Coach, I'll be sure to ask
I
you.
watched Coach Farley in college play football.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. I'm old.
Well, I think we've established that.
And
All right.
now he's bald.
And we've
If he's listening, he knows that. So.
Yeah, not new information. All right. Last episode, we had a lot of Lone Tree love in there. So this one comes from Jeff, who has got a college memory. I'm also sure we've also gotten a little bit of hate mail from LT after our last a couple episodes.
They don't know what a podcast is.
But
Come
we
on.
haven't gotten any anthrax
They know what an
letters.
8-ball is, but they don't know what a podcast is.
We haven't got any anthrax letters like I thought we might, so I guess we're still not big in the Muslim community. If you have no idea what we're talking about, listen to episode 5. It might give you a bit of a sense of what's going on there. So this is what Jeff said. One of my favorite memories is when, and I'll leave him nameless here, one of our roommates from college took the house community cans and took them in, cashed them in, and bought Powerball tickets with the money.
Oh, nice move.
And I got so mad at him that on his way out the door, after he'd already spent all the money, and to check to see if any of the Powerball tickets were winners, I chucked a football at him from
You
across
hit
the
him?
room. Now the door shut right as the ball hit, and I was a lineman, so I kind of bad aim. But we were actually supposed to buy.
Did you yell, "Hey, you"? Why'd you do that?
We were supposed to
guy?
buy something else with that money, if you can think what young college kids might use that money for. Oh, by the way, none of the tickets won any money, and almost none of the tickets were that guy's, or none of the cans were that guy's cans.
You know what the odds of losing are?
They're very good.
Really good.
Yeah, so that was one from Jeff, one of his. I think he enjoyed more the fact that I got so mad that I chucked a football at our roommate at the time.
Hey,
so.
Jeff, check this one out. I was at work. Powerball got up to $350 million. I'm sure you were in on it.
I was in.
I went and got $3 from as many faculty members I could. I got 70 people to give me $3. Well, 69 people, and I was 70. So 70.
Yep.
So get quick math.
$210.
$210 worth of tickets. I just went and said, easy pick, blah, blah. They kept filing out. The drawing came. The Powerball was 37. Now, I looked through every one. We did not have 37 as the Powerball.
Mm-hmm.
I then was intrigued, like, why do we have 37 with 210 chances?
Mm-hmm.
I tallied, because I have nothing else to do, really.
Sure.
I tallied, and we had every single number except 37.
Oh.
What are the odds of that?
It's almost more impressive than
I
actually
know,
winning
right?
the whole thing. So, all right.
If you're tuning in, you're amazed right now.
I know it.
Keep listening.
All right, so here's our last segment for today, then, is the news story. I'll give you the headline here, and then I'll just I'll kind of race you through the story. You can look this one up, but the headline is, Guinea Pig to become father to 400 babies after breaking into a female enclosure.
Flavor Flav!
So, basically what happened is, at this
yeah,
research...
a little tiny watcher on his came in there. Oh,
Flavor
that's
guinea
horrible.
pig, I like it. So basically what happened is they separate these guinea pigs into a male and a female area, and at one point, and they don't know if it was because kids can come in and like pet and play with some of them, if maybe a kid, and I could see a kid, like somewhat like we might have been as kids, being like, I've got a male one, I wonder what would happen if I went and put it in the female cage. Nobody knew about it for several weeks. What tipped them off?
I know the male guinea pig knew about it.
The male guinea pig was too skinny because it was having too much guinea pig sex. It was losing weight so rapidly, and the scientists or whoever it was, I don't know, third world lone tree farmers, were figured out that it had been impregnated pretty much every single one of
In
the
a
guinea
related
pigs.
story, I'm over 300 pounds now. So
that number works.
yeah, it's the opposite. It goes up too.
Have you gone to the doctor for your ADHD medicine
No,
yet?
but every time I look up and I see that guitar, I'm like,
So that is the story.
That's
So we
horrible.
got Pimp Daddy Guinea Pig. Here is. So I read this story and I was just like, I can't believe it escaped. There's so many different angles we could take it. Here was my curiosity. Will the female guinea pigs, were they willing participants? Are they filing charges with the
Are
guinea
they
pig
ever?
police? were they asking for it? That's what I want to know. I mean, were they? That's what came to my mind was, were the female guinea pigs raped? Is there someone who's going to stand trial for them in guinea pig court? These are the things that I want to know. PETA.
Yeah, write a song for that, Sarah McLachlan. I'm kidding.
So that's what I want. So I just thought, you look at that. I don't know if it could be said. It's almost like what's that? When a horse goes stud, they win all the the Triple Crown or whatever, and then they just get sent to a stud farm, and that's all they get to do. This guinea pig, he lived that dream.
2 bulls are at the top of a hill.
Oh,
the young bull says, "Hey, no, it's a bad joke. I won't go there. But how about we walk down there and nothing?"
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll tell that joke later.
This is great for our YouTube audience. Half of a story, no punchline. I guarantee they're going to be coming back for more after this.
But here's the deal. It's such an old joke that I know at least half our viewers are
They
laughing
better
right
hit
now.
me up on Twitter so I know the rest of it then, or you can tell me
so
off.
funny.
All right, well, hey, that was episode 9, everybody. We want to thank you for listening.
That was quick.
We had a little bit of everything in there. Do check out the Twitter and Facebook things that we've got going on.
Did we really go from moon to guinea pig?
We really went moon to guinea pig
You're
here.
welcome.
All right, please help us share this stuff around. We appreciate the feedback we've gotten so far. We do hope that it continues. For the Educated Idiots podcast, I'm Doug, and that's Dan.
Bye-bye.